Hey guys, I'm Johnny Alchemy and thanks for checking out my video. With May coming to a close, let's check out what's in store for you in June 2019. This reading will be an overview of the possible experiences you will encounter in the upcoming month. For this reading, there will be 4 stacks, 6 cards each. We will examine your current state entering the month, the overall theme of the month, what to let go, what to focus on, a possible major event, and some general advice to get through June and make the most of your experiences. Once again, I want to thank you guys so much for checking out my videos, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to keep in touch for future readings and more. Also, if you would like a personal reading done by me, feel free to check out my Fiverr account, which I will link in the description box down below. Okay guys, let's get on to the reading. Okay guys, we're about to start the reading. From left to right, we have stack 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each stack has 6 cards each. And I will list the timestamp for each stack below so you can get to your reading much quicker. And I would suggest taking a time now to pause the video and possibly connect with your intuition, look at your overall journey of what you've learned this past month, and what you hope to achieve this upcoming month. And when you're ready, use your intuition or gut instinct to pick a stack that is calling out to you the most. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with stack number 1 right here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's start off with the first card. This is your current state of being right now as you are entering June. So right now you have the 7 of Swords. So possibly sometime in May, toward the end of May as you're entering June, you may have done something to achieve a certain goal, but you may have done it through possibly not the most ethical means, most moral means. This person here, he's actually stealing all these swords from an army camp, hoping not to be noticed. And so here there's a sense of possible deception, possibly lying, deceit, trickery, or something like that in terms of what you are experiencing right now. And you may have done something to attain a certain goal, and you're hoping that people will not notice or you will not be caught with something. So if this resonates with you, just be careful. I know that sometimes we may need to want to attain certain goals or get certain results out of something, and it may be hard sometimes to follow the most honorable path sometimes, and sometimes we have to take shortcuts. And this is something that resonates with this card specifically. The fact that you just need to get something done, and that you implemented a certain strategy where it was all or nothing. You just need to get this result, get this at any cost, and maybe at the cost of, your honesty, integrity, all this other stuff. So moving on in terms of the overall theme of the month, okay? Overall theme is talking about the High Priestess, the High Priestess reversed. So with the High Priestess reversed, there is something here in terms of something hidden. Be careful of hidden agendas. I could see how this plays very much into the 7 of Swords. So be careful of hidden agendas and gossip, and possibly hidden motives, ulterior motives that aren't seen on the surface. So there is something hidden here in terms of the overall theme of the month, and I could totally see how that resonates with the 7 of Swords here, where this month may be about dealing with this right now, these 2 cards, in terms of what is the hidden agenda right now, what is the hidden agenda behind this action of the 7 of Swords, what is the ulterior motive, what is the end goal of all of this action right here. So there's something, so let's move on. There's something here that you need to let go. So then here in terms of letting go is the Page of Wands. So with the Page of Wands, you have to let go, looks like possibly starting any new ventures right now. There's something here where it is saying not to pursue any of your passions at this moment. It looks like there's something here deeper with the High Priestess here in terms of hidden ulteriors and motives that you have to deal with first. So right now you have to put your passions in terms of starting new ventures on hold right now, to put that in the back burner. There's something here that you need to take care of on the deeper subconscious level before you can start manifesting anything on the outer conscious level for yourself in your journey. So you may have to sacrifice in terms of starting anything new, any new passion projects, any new anything that you're excited about, because there's something here you need to come to terms with here in terms of what you need to focus on. be careful. I'm seeing a lot of cards here. Be careful with the sun reversed. So with the sun reversed, and you may be having trouble finding happiness right now. You may be having trouble finding the positivity in life right now. There could be clouds blocking that sun that you so wish to feel and receive in your life and to be. With the sun reverse, be careful also of the negative aspects of the sun in terms of being egotistical, letting your ego be the forefront of all your actions. Be careful of letting arrogance and being the center of attention and wanting to be the center of attention be the forefront of your actions. Here, it looks like there are some deep issues involved in terms of the negativity, possibly from the actions that you might have made sometime in May in terms of the Seven of Swords. So here, you may be having some trouble finding this happiness, and it may be coming out as arrogance. It may be coming out as being full of yourself sometimes, being the wanting to gain everyone's attention through being boisterous or loud or possibly obnoxious to some people. And so this is something that you need to focus on here to somehow come to terms with. I think something over here, in terms of, with the Seven of Swords especially, in terms of the sun reversed, there's a certain ego behind it, where if ego is at the forefront, you don't care what other people think or the consequences of your actions, just as this person is doing. So there's something here that you have to address in terms of what is the ego play in your life right now? What is the ego play in terms of your actions and who you are? So let's see, a major occurrence in this month. So, Five of Cups, it's not the best card to pull, I'll be honest. There could be repercussions here in terms of, with the Seven of Swords, trying to get away with something, and you may be found out, and you may start feeling guilty. Actually, you may not even be found out. You might just be starting to eat yourself mentally and emotionally away, because you might be feeling the guilt from these actions, and how it is affecting you and possibly affecting other people. So, in terms of a major event, you may be having to deal with past issues of things that you've done and learning to cope with them in the present. So with the Five of Cups, this is the build a bridge and get over it card. As you can see, there's a bridge in the back. But this person is caught up in these three cups here that have fallen over. And these cups, they are the past. They are the things that this person has gone through that has affected them emotionally. He's feeling very distraught. He's being very depressed, very anxious. He's living in this past and not knowing how to move on and go past this bridge, and to even look that there are still opportunities behind him here that are existing in this current moment. He is so focused in he's still focused in the things that he has done or has experienced that is starting to emotionally take a toll on him. So for here, I could see a certain journey here in terms of you may have done something that was not morally or ethically right. There is some type of hidden agenda, overall hidden agenda, a big hidden agenda that caused you to do this. It's forcing you to let go of new possibilities and new beginnings in terms of things you really want to do. And, and it's what you need to focus on is in terms of the sun here, in terms of what it's doing to your being, and what is it doing to you as a person in terms of, is it making you negative? Is it making your ego come to the forefront instead of your inner child or your highest self? And then in terms of what a major occurrence is, you're going to be very reflective of the things that you've done in the past. You're going to be possibly reliving things in the past that you've done that are making you feel very heavy and anxious and depressed. And in terms of advice, how to get through this, it's asking you to find strength. This strength card, you have a lot of major arcana cards here too. You have the High Priestess, you have the Sun, you have Strength. These are very powerful cards. In terms of the Strength card, it's asking you to find inner strength. And what do I mean by that? Instead of being outwardly forceful with strength, as most people would think what strength is in terms of forcing something or using your willpower to achieve something, it's asking you to use the softer side of strength. As you can see, this woman is taming a lion, a fierce beast. She's holding it by the mouth and the head. She's doing this because she's showing it patience. She's showing it love. She's showing it empathy and compassion and calm. She's able to tame this beast, and the beast is the raw emotions that we face. It is the raw emotions that come out of us when there is no filter, when we are just so stressed out from certain from certain circumstances in our life that we just act out and just express ourselves without a filter, and it may come out just very raw and usually very negative and very aggressive. So here is asking you to find the strength in all of this, because it looks like you're going through something here and where things are just very not clear in terms of hidden agendas with the High Priestess, and also some of the actions of the past month, and even some of the things now that you have to focus on. And here it's asking you to find strength in all this, to find understanding throughout all this for yourself, really more than anyone else, is to find understanding for yourself, to say that, hey, I am not a perfect person, I am allowed to fail, I'm allowed to not be perfect all the time, and sometimes I screw up greatly sometimes with the Seven of Swords, and I could feel really crappy about myself, likely as I should for some of the actions I've done in the past, but I also have to learn how to forgive myself. I have to learn how to move on and build that bridge and get over it. You have to find that inner strength and that inner calm within yourself to start healing, to start making amends for past actions in the past month, and to start feeling better about yourself, to get over all the emotions and all the past that has weighed you down, to build that bridge and get over it, and to find strength within yourself so you can start pursuing the things that you really want to pursue, not the things just to gain goals, but the long-term things that are fulfilling for you. So I think with this upcoming month, there are certain things that you have to address in terms of actions you've done in the past month. Something that has a hidden agenda or hidden motive to it that was kind of sneaky, maybe a little bit underhanded, maybe a little bit deceitful, because it's getting in the way of your future passions and things that you really want to achieve. And it's starting to affect you emotionally here. It's starting to make you possibly feel negative, to let your ego take the forefront instead of your inner child, or who you really want to be, the happiness, the type of person who is the sun, who's just radiant and everyone wants to be around naturally. And maybe taking its toll also just in terms of the guilt that you may feel, the things that you may be feeling of the past actions that you have done. And you need to find strength. This is what it's all about right here, is to find strength and understanding with yourself so you can start feeling better about everything that you've done in the past, and to hopefully heal from them, and hopefully you won't do them again. So it's a learning process right here, and finding strength within yourself, the ability to forgive, to have calm, to be understanding and empathetic, and above everything, especially just for yourself, in terms of doing things that are not necessarily right and take big tolls on you. It's a very powerful emotion. So that's all I see for stack 1, guys. Let's move on to the next stack. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 2. Let's see here, stack number 2. Okay, let's see. A lot of reversed. Not necessarily bad, but a lot of reversed. And a lot of major arcana. 4. Okay, so let's see here, guys. So in terms of here, let's start off with your current state of being. So with your current state of being right now, maybe in May or towards the end of May as you're transitioning to June, you may have been on a road to recovery of some kind with the Pentacles, especially in your physical realm. So it could be recovery from a financial loss or financial hardship. It could be recovery from detrimental health, or you could be healing from a surgery. You could be healing from, in terms of just getting your life and health back in place and back in alignment. So there's a certain road to recovery here where you experienced a hard loss or a hardship of some kind, and now you're recovering from it. Let's look deeper. So in terms of the overall theme, okay, so the overall theme right now of the month turns out to be the moon. So with the moon, what is it about? The moon is about facing your fears. So with the moon, you're in a dark night here and you're walking this path. So you are in the darkness and you are possibly confused. You can't see anything. You can't make out anything. Things may not be what they seem. The only way to get through it is to look toward the moon, the only light out there in the darkness. And this moon here actually represents our intuition. So it's asking you to look into your intuition and trust it in terms of facing your fears, in terms of what habits or what ways of thinking or what fear-based ways of thinking and acting got me into this position in the first place where I have to recover. What caused this this hardship to happen in terms of my fears and what I experienced. So it looks like here is a time of reflection right now in terms of the past month or however long this hardship has taken its toll, but to look back on this hardship now that you're on the road to recovery, to evaluate and understand what is the lesson here that I have learned from this experience, so I make sure it doesn't happen again. Moving on, let's see, something you have to let go. The Magician reverse. Okay, so the Magician, he's the master of manifestation, but with the reversed aspect of it is asking you to let go of misaligned values and intentions. So there could have been possibly intentions in the past that caused this event to happen, this hardship to happen, because your intention was not in alignment with what exactly that you truly wanted in life. Sometimes with the Magician reversed, the intentions are more of a personal gain. We may even deceive ourselves and find ourselves going after illusions, things that when we get there, we realize, oh, this isn't what I expected it to be, So here, in terms of the Magician reverse, you have to be careful of the intentions that you set for yourself, and you have to let that go. You have to let go of the misaligned intentions that you may still have for yourself that got you in this predicament in the first place. So you have to let this go and understand that you have to realign and understand what your truest intentions are for yourself and the overall goal of your life, so this does not happen again. Remember, this is a time of reflection, so this is something you have to let go. Moving forward, in terms of something to focus on, it is the Tower reversed. Okay, so in terms of the Tower, I think I'm starting to see here, the Tower, it is about, especially with the reverse, it shows that you are resistant to change. In terms of resistant to anything changing in your life, whether it be small or drastic. Again, another major arcana card. I think this really has to deal with any type of change, especially drastic change in your life. The Tower card is all about change. It's about drastic change, dramatic change. It's all about that. So here, what you have to focus on this month is in terms of change. Again, reflecting here on change, it shows that possibly you are fearful of it, and it has caused, again, you to go through this hardship where you may have thought, okay, I don't want this change to happen, so what's another route? What's another route I can go around and bypass this change so I don't have to deal with it, like the Magician reversed? So be careful here in terms of change. Let's see, moving forward, going deeper, let's see a major event. Okay, so here you are literally going to be dealing with change and old baggage. So here in terms of a major event, expect an evaluation right now where you're going to be wanting to hold on to a lot of old baggage, old ways of thinking, old ways of acting, all these things that no longer serve you anymore. Be careful not to fall into this trap in terms of a major happening that's coming in. Use this as a time to reevaluate what doesn't work for you anymore, to let go of the baggage so you can transition into somewhere new in your life where you actually want to be. When you can't move on if you're holding on to baggage and things that no longer serve you, if you are resistant to change. So be careful here of being resistant to change, because the more you resist it, the harder it's going to be, because change is going to happen anyway. Life is always changing. Life is never stagnant. It's only stagnant when we're dead, honestly. So you have to be open to change and understand that change is inevitable sometimes. Change is the only way that you will grow and evolve into the best version of yourself that you can be. And if you don't change, sometimes it forces the change through hardship. And sometimes you have to learn the lessons through very hard means and very hard experiences. So, looking forward so far up to this point, remember, this is about reflection right now. So reflect on these things. Why do you want to hold on to these baggages? Why do you want to hold on to these old ways of thinking when knowing that they don't work for you? Why are you so scared of change? All these things have only led to eventual hardship down the road, because you might be resistant to change. And so advice right here going forward in terms of how to deal with the month of June, make the most of your experiences. Right here we have the Emperor reversed. So with the Emperor, be careful. Actually the Emperor here, it's saying that there is a loss of control, that there is a loss of power, that there is a certain shying away from leadership even. And not taking full control or accountability for your actions or your life even. And another major arcana card again in terms of the reverse. Here, in terms of advice, I think it's asking you to let go, kind of, to experience that lack of control and that lack of power, to almost feel powerless because I think sometimes you may hold on, being so resistant to change, you may be wanting to hold on so tight to what you have and everything that you've experienced that you're not willing to let it go. And here, in terms of advice, I think it's asking you to let go. Let go of some of that control. Let go of some of that power and that control that you may want to have over your life, because we don't always have control over the things that we want and the direction our life takes. Sometimes we just make decisions and we just have to deal with the consequences as they come. The only way we can make sure they're good consequences if they are in true alignment with who we are. So I think in terms of advice going on, in terms to get the most out of this whole experience that you've gone through in terms of change, realigning your values, reflecting on this past hardship so it doesn't happen again, and it looks like this reflection has to do a lot with change and in yourself and what you really want. And it's kind of learning to let go and surrendering to the forces of the universe, kind of. That when change happens, you just have to surrender and just let it go and not be so in control, holding on tightly to everything that you've attained, so that you can move on. Here with the Six of Swords, it's about moving on and transitioning to somewhere new. But the only way to do that is to let go of your baggage, to be open to change, like the Tower card, where you might be resistant. And the only way to make sure that you're making the right decisions is to make sure that your values are in alignment right here, so that bad things and hardships don't happen to you, and lessons don't have to be forced on you through hard times. So use this time, it looks like here in terms of the month, use this as a means of reflection right here. So as an overview, let's go over this one more time. In terms of your current state, it looks like you're on the road to recovery, whether it be financial, health-wise, or something like that. In terms of you've had a hardship, and now you're recovering from it. Now this month is about the time to start reflecting and learning the lessons from this hardship so that they don't happen again. One of the lessons is that you have to learn to realign your values with something that you truly want. You have to let go of the preconceived notions of what you think you want right now, and understand that there is a higher self calling to you for something better that is more in alignment with you are, so that this doesn't happen again. In terms of what you have to focus on being accepting of change. Don't be so don't push change away, because this, again, is the only way that you can learn and grow as a human being. And in terms of what's going to happen this month, you're going to be reevaluating all the baggage and all the changes, all the baggage that you've dealt with that is resistant to change. Why are you holding on to this baggage? Does it serve you? Shouldn't you let this baggage go? If it doesn't serve you, don't you feel heavy by it? So it's about learning to change and letting things go, with obviously down at the end, the Emperor reverse is about letting go of that control, letting go of that power, of all these things that no longer serve you, because they only lead to disaster sometimes. We have to learn very hard lessons through very hard experiences. So use this time as a reflection to reflect on change, to realign your values, and to start letting go and start surrendering more to the universe and to change in life itself, so that you can make sure that things like this don't happen, where you're learning hard lessons through hard experiences. Okay, guys, I think that is all that I see right now for this deck. Okay, guys, so let's move on to the next. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 3. Whoops. Stack number 3. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's see. Okay, guys, so let's start off with stack number 3. Here we have your current state of being coming into June. So it looks like you may have had a great month in May, maybe the month in general or just the end of the month. But coming into June, you have the Ace of Cups. With the Ace of Cups, it shows that you are overflowing with emotion. And this emotion is love, which is a great thing. It shows that you are able not only to love yourself, but you're able to share that love with others and to spread that love to others, whether it be through conversation, deep, intimate conversations, whether it be empathy, whether it be through listening, whatever it is. But you're able to start sharing this love with others, and you're able to feel this love within yourself. This is a great way to enter the month. So let's see what is the overall theme of the month right here. So with the overall theme, it's going to be the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So with the Ten of Pentacles, be careful not to spend your money on short-term goals or short-term pleasure. What do I mean by that? Be careful to not waste your money on things that are unfulfilling to you, ultimately unfulfilling to your overall goal or your overall happiness. I can kind of see here where if you're overflowing with emotion and you want to, let's say in terms of with the Pentacles, with something in terms of an earth-based reading. So with the Pentacles, you may want to start spending more. You might want to start splurging and treating yourself out, treating friends out, doing these things. Those things are great, but do they help your overall happiness and your end goal in terms of happiness? Not possibly so. Or you might want to start splurging on yourself in terms of little things. Let me buy myself a gift here, buy myself a gift there, let me just do this for myself, etc. Those are great things to do, but to do them all the time may not be the best way to attain happiness. Sometimes these short-term pleasures have no effect on terms of our long-term goals and long-term fulfillment that are lasting. So be careful here in terms of, especially with water and earth, they work very well together. So it's asking you to kind of ground these emotions that you have right now. You may have felt such great emotion right now, but now to start grounding them in terms of your physical reality. So this water doesn't overflow and you start spending in ways that are not fulfilling to you ultimately. So moving on, let's see, in terms of something you need to let go. The Lovers. So I could see here, especially with the Lovers, in terms of your emotions, and if the theme is about spending money on things that may not be fulfilling to you right now, the Lovers talks about choices. So here it's asking you to let go of all the choices you may have and to just possibly pick a choice. To pick something that is most fulfilling to you right now. You obviously are feeling fulfilled very much so, where it's overflowing in many different aspects in your life. And then this overall month is asking you to be careful not to go and spread yourself out so thin. Not to spread yourself out in ways that may seem fulfilling at the moment that have no effect on your long-term fulfillment. And so now it's asking you to make a choice and to figure out what is it exactly that you want to feel fulfilled. What is it exactly in the long term, down the road, will give you long-term fulfillment that will make you feel good about yourself all the time. Because you like this feeling. I think this is a great emotion to embody. So how can I feel this way all the time? Not through short-term gains, but through a long-term gain that affects me as a person. So here's is asking you to let go of all the choices that you may have in front of you and to just choose one now, to choose one choice. And that choice is obviously is your highest self, your highest being, whatever that is, your purpose is on this world. And so it's something in terms of to focus on. Okay, very much in line. So something to focus on is the Eight of Cups. So here this person is asking, this card, especially in the upright, is saying that you have tasted so many things that are fulfilling. You have all these cups that you've tasted, but there is one missing right there. What is that missing cup? And that is the true fulfillment that this person wants to find. It's telling you you've had all these choices and they weren't fulfilling. All the choices here, all these choices were not fulfilling for you. So what is the missing cup here? That is the ultimate fulfillment that this person is leaving to quest on. So here it's asking you, in terms of the Eight of Cups, to start focusing on what it is that you really want in life. What is the ultimate goal, the ultimate fulfillment and journey currently in your life that you want for yourself, that will fill that missing space that you feel is inside of you. That you've tasted all these things that people say should be fulfilling, but they aren't to you. So what is it then that will fulfill you? What is it that will make you feel whole? What is it that will make you feel happy in the long term? Not the short term, but the long term. What is that one thing? So that's what you should focus on in terms of making thinking about the long-term goal of what it is that you would like. In terms of a major occurrence that will happen, kind of opposite of this, I'll be honest, but be careful of the King of Cups reversed. So with the King of Cups, this person is kind of opposite of the Ace of Cups, I'll be honest, but this person may have trouble expressing their emotions in a positive way. In terms of as you're trying to find this goal and reevaluate what it is exactly that you want in your life and to get rid of all these things that don't fulfill you, you may start feeling a little repressed in terms of your emotions. You may not know how to express your emotions anymore. It may start bottling things up and start being a little moody, a little brooding in terms of a certain way. in terms of a certain emotion. So it's asking you to, as you go through this process, you may come into these feelings and you may start feeling that way. This is a process. Remember, this whole thing is a process, and it's not always going to be easy, especially when you first address it and start approaching it. So this is something that you will have to, possibly it's a rite of passage that you have to go through in terms of understanding what it is that you truly want in life, to get rid of all the fluff, all these things, all these choices that make no sense to you, and what does it mean to you? What is the one choice that means the most to you? So as you're trying to figure that out for yourself, you may come into this state of being where you have a lot of trouble expressing your emotions, and if they do come out, it could be very volatile. It could be your emotions may get the best of you when you interact with others, and they ask you about what it is that you really want to achieve. You may get very defensive. You may get very punishing with it and very vindictive. So be careful of all these. Be careful not to let the insecurities in this state of being take over and become you. Because you will obviously deal with this in terms of realigning your emotional values in terms of what it is you truly want. But don't let that be the forefront or be the focus of your journey. This journey means something more. This journey is about your emotional fulfillment, not this little stage that you have to go through. And so moving on in terms of advice to get through June and to make the most of your experience is talking about the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles here is talking about working with others to achieve a certain goal where the team succeeds. So here you may have to seek out the help of others. This person here, I feel that this could be very representative of you right now, in terms of this is the apprentice, the apprentice, a stonemason who is making all these renovations with a priest and an architect in this cathedral. So it's asking you to seek the help of others, possibly reach out to others in terms of who kind of figured out their own emotional fulfillment and their emotional journey right now, who understood, who may even have the same emotional fulfillment goal that you may have for yourself. Seek these people out. With the threes in general, it's asking about coming together and working with others. So when you may have trouble bottling things up, bottling your emotions, you may feel very brooding, very alone, very isolated, get out of that shell and start reaching out to others. Even though it may be difficult and you may be very sensitive right now, I totally get it. But you may have to seek out others in order to gain some real clarity in terms of what it is that you want, in terms of your overall fulfillment and goal in life. I see a total emotional journey here in terms of what it is that you've come from, in terms of figuring out exactly what it is that will make you feel fulfilled, getting rid of all these excess choices. Look at this, even the pentacles, a lot of choices here, the card of choices, all these cups here. You don't need all this. What you've learned, even in your current state, is you just need one thing right now here, as with the Ace of Cups, that will give you emotional fulfillment, but you have to figure out how to attain this in a long-term perspective, not just the short-term, but a long-term perspective, because I would love to be in this state of being all the time, to always be fulfilled. So let's take a look in terms of the summary of all this. So in terms of your current state of being, you have the Ace of Cups. Here you are just feeling very emotionally fulfilled. You feel emotionally loving and happy, where you are secure in yourself and you love yourself and you're able to share it with others. But the overall month here is saying that if you want this feeling, be careful not to fall in the trap of short-term emotional goals and emotional fulfillment, emotional pleasure. Be careful of that short-term pleasure. Understand that there's a long-term goal here, that you can feel this in a long-term way, not just whenever it happens, but you can feel this whenever in a long-term if you focus on it. In terms of something to let go, it's asking you, if you want this emotional fulfillment, let go of all the choices that you have and find the one choice. Find your highest being, your highest purpose up here that suits and fits you, and that which is in alignment with you. In terms of what you need to focus on the journey. You've tried so many things, they felt good for a little bit, but they were never fulfilling. So what is the journey now that you need to make? What is the real emotional goal that is deep within you that you want to achieve? In terms of a major happening, as you're going through this and trying to understand yourself, you may come across some emotional hardship right now. You may be very sensitive, very insecure, very moody, very brooding, all these things where you may be very emotionally volatile, and that's fine. It's part of the process. Understand this is a process. This is not an end right here. You have to go through these feelings right now so all of this can eventually make sense, and understand that there is the ultimate goal at the end, this emotional fulfillment. In terms of advice, seek the help of others. Go ask other people who have gone through this journey, people who seem secure and emotionally fulfilled themselves. Ask them for their advice. Gain wisdom and insight from them. Talk to them. Reach out to them so you can get yourself out of this hole and hopefully come to some clarity. And so you could finally attain this emotional fulfillment, not just in this present moment as you've experienced now, which probably is very rewarding, but now how can you feel this throughout the whole timeline of your life? How can you feel this in a long-term, fulfilling, impactful way in your life? Okay, I think that's all I see for this deck, guys, so let's move on to the next. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 4. Stack number 4. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so let's start off with your current state of being right here. It looks like it's going to be the 4 of Wands reversed. So with the 4 of Wands reversed, possibly in May, you may have had trouble with your support groups, whether this be your family, a support group of some kind, community, loved ones, close friends, etc. There could be some tension or conflict in terms of that specific group, in terms of getting their support in something that you want in your life and something that you're trying to achieve, possibly. And so these people may not understand or agree with your choice of path or choice of actions, and they may not have your back right now. So this is something that may have happened in May, and that is coming into June with you. So let's see what the overall theme is right now. So the overall theme is the 8 of Pentacles. So with the 8 of Pentacles, it shows that you are focusing you're focusing your efforts in terms of mastery over something that you're working on. That you are focusing in through repetition, through perseverance, and you're paying very close attention to the details right here in terms of achieving mastery over a certain aspect of your life, especially in the physical realm, being the Pentacles. So this could be something that you're working toward, whether it be your line of work, whether it be a project that you're working on, whether it be a new direction that you want to take your life. I can see how, in terms of you're working very hard to achieve something, and your friends or family or support group may not see the same vision as you do right now. So they may not be supportive of you because they may not understand, they may not see the overall goal or what the end goal is for that, but you seem to understand it, you see the bigger picture, and you're willing to put in the work to master a certain aspect of your life right now. In terms of something you need to let go, it is the 10 of Swords reversed, which is all about letting go. It's exactly all about letting go. So with the 10 of Swords reversed, I can see here it's about letting go of the things that no longer serve you. I can see that possibly here in terms of what you're trying to achieve and what you're experiencing right now is about letting this go, kind of letting these the same way these swords are falling out of the sky, let these staffs, let the wands fall out of the ground too. Maybe these people who were your support group or your friends at one point in your life, they may not be there in the future. You may find a new support group or new friends that understand exactly what you want to do with yourself and the direction that you want to take your life. So right now, in terms of letting go, in terms what you need to let go is just about letting that go, in terms of letting the people who are not in alignment and who do not support you or love you unconditionally, let those people go. Just let them go. It's not worth it to try and fight over them or whatever it is, because you have a goal here that you want to attain, and there's no point in trying to prove or make that goal make sense to anyone else. And if they don't understand it, but they can't support you anyway, then it's time to let them go. Just let it go. So in terms of something you need to focus on, because I think that's exactly it, is the 2 of Swords. So here is about, it's trying to, you're going to make it seems like you're going to be in a decision between a rock and a hard place, pretty much. So this decision is not going to be easy. You're probably going to be choosing the lesser of 2 evils, but I think it's exactly what I said. You need to let go. You need to let go of the people who don't support you anymore, of people who are not part of your support system, people who put down the things that you want to do, put down your achievements, who don't understand or love you for who you are. You need to let those people go, and that's the choice that you may need to focus on this month, because it's a hard choice to let people go out of your life, to grow apart from people. It's not an easy thing. So you are stuck between with a very hard decision, and so you have to choose right now between is this going to be about about you, or is this going to be about them? What is your life about? Is it about you and the things you want to achieve, or is it about trying to make them happy? And you have to make that choice right now. And in terms of here with the 2, it's asking you here to use your intuition. And using your intuition usually means connecting to your highest self and exactly what it is that you want to achieve in your life. So here is asking you to use your intuition in terms of making this decision. You've only, like, this person is blindfolded, so it shows that the logic and reasoning and all these concrete ways of going about making a decision have only got them so far, and that now they just have to rely on their intuition. So here it shows, I could see a very clear journey in terms of what it is you want to achieve, some roadblocks that you have, and a decision you must face in terms of it's about you or them in terms of your life. So in terms of a major happening that will happen, it is the Temperance card. So Temperance is all about the extremes, the dualities that lie within us, especially with the 2, the swords, again, duality. So it's asking you here to not be too emotional or be too worked up in terms of making possibly this decision, which is a life altering decision. This is another major arcana card, so it's a very big pivotal point right now in your life. So this decision has big impacts, and when you are making this decision, it's asking you to use your temperance, to temper your emotions, temper your feelings, try and be objective as possible when making this decision. Don't say that, I'm going to do this because these people don't understand me and I hate them. That's not a tempered decision. That's a very extreme decision with an extreme emotion. You have to understand that with the temperance, you have to be understanding of how they feel and how you feel. You understand you want to get something done, and you have to understand that they may come from a different place where they don't understand these things, where they probably never got support in their life either, so they don't know how to show support. And so he's showing you the temperance that you have to have a little understanding, and there has to be a middle road for you to go through in terms of making this decision that will help you guide this decision. And I think this decision is really about letting these people go or letting your dream go, one or the other. I think I could totally see that. And you have to have temperance in order to make this decision wisely. And in terms of advice going forward to try and help you get through June and make the most of your experiences, we got the Ace of Wands reversed. So, again, talking about wanting to start something for yourself in your life, the Ace of Wands is all about that. But with the reversed, be careful of roadblocks and frustrations that you may feel. Don't let them get the best of you. Be careful of feeling unmotivated or uninspired, or be careful of feeling burnt out or anything like that, and be careful of not having a direction on where you want to go. In terms of, I think especially for the advice, is asking you to choose yourself honestly. But as you're choosing yourself, don't let your emotions get the best of you, and focus on a concrete plan of action where you can focus your efforts. And I think this decision really much is about you more than anything else, that you are going to be faced with this decision about choosing yourself over others, because you have to let these people go if you really are going to achieve whatever it is you need to achieve. But so you have to do it with temperance. Otherwise, if you don't, you could just be making a hateful, angry decision in the moment, which will just force you into I just got to start acting now, and not have a direct focus on where you need to go. I just want to prove these people wrong, and I just have to prove them that I can be successful. That's the wrong way of thinking. That's an untempered way of thinking. That will just get you lead toward acting toward burnout. Pretty much. So here is asking you in terms of your advice. If you are starting something new for yourself, make sure that you have a concrete plan of action. And if you are willing to let these people go and to really start focusing on your journey and to let people who don't understand you go, understand that you have to come from a place of understanding so that you can act accordingly. Not act out of anger, not act out of proving people wrong. You're acting because this is about you, not them. That is the ultimate decision, that you're choosing you. It's not about proving them wrong. It's not showing them that you're successful. It has nothing to do with them anymore. So understand that you have to make this decision for yourself. You have to let people go who don't serve you, but be tempered in your decision so that it does not influence your future actions. Your future actions have to still be stable and focused and directed toward your achievement of whatever it is you want to achieve, whatever your highest goal or purpose is at this current moment. So, let's go over this again. So, in terms of your current state of being, you may have trouble with your support group right now, whether it be friends, family, whoever it is that you look to for support and love and acceptance. In terms of the theme of the month, it shows that there is something here that you are working on or have been working on for a while that you're working toward mastery over. That you have been doing it for a while where you are close to being a master at it, and you're willing to persevere and put in the work through repetition and getting the job done correctly, focusing on the details, and you're going to be well on your way of achieving mastery over something. Something you have to let go is in terms of letting people go, this person go. I think letting people, these people who do not understand you or accept you or get what you're doing and force their own insecurities on you, they need to get out of your life. I'm sorry. They just need, they will only hinder you in terms of what it is that you truly want to achieve. And that is what the focus is here on this month, is in terms of making that choice. What is your ultimate truth here? Is your truth you and what you want to achieve? Or is your truth about making those other people happy and understanding their values and following their expectations of your life? Obviously, I think you know the correct decision. I think it is truly about you. And when you make this decision, it's asking you to find temperance, to use temperance in this decision making where you are not super emotional, where you're not angry, where you're not vindictive, where you're not trying to prove them wrong, where you're just saying, listen, this is my life. I'm taking ownership over my life, and those who don't understand it, I'm sorry, this is where we part ways for now, you know? So that when you move forward in terms of going through this month, your actions are not going to be misaligned. Your actions are not going to be coming from a place of hate, coming from a place of anger or anything like that. You still have to make your intentions focused. And you have to find a way to feel motivated in that. Motivated through the fact that you just want to do this for yourself and not because other people have a say in it or to prove other people wrong. And I think that's all I see for this deck, guys. And I think that is it that we have all for now. Okay. Thank you guys again so much for watching my video. I really hope we were able to connect through the cards today, but most of all, I hope you guys had some fun. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me, just so we can keep in touch for future videos. And also feel free to check out my Fiverr account if you'd like any personal readings done by me. I want to say thank you guys again so much, and I will see you guys next video. Bye.